Hey guys, what's up? My name is Jasmine and welcome to my channel. Today I wanted to make a video just sort of talking about some of the things that I feel helped me in conceiving my current pregnancy. I do have PCOS, so for those of you who are not aware, PCOS stands for polycystic ovarian syndrome, and it's basically a hormonal disorder that can have multiple different symptoms, and one of the symptoms some people do have is struggling with fertility and getting pregnant. So I am 27 years old and I was diagnosed with PCOS when I was 21. At that time, I just remember feeling really scared and kind of like just, you know, anytime you get any kind of diagnosis, it's scary. Just feeling like something's wrong with you. And at that time, there wasn't a whole lot of information about PCOS, but I was very lucky in that I found a gynecologist who was pretty well versed with PCOS, and she kind of helped me, guide me into some of the things that I could do to just help treat and prevent further complications from having PCOS. This is my second pregnancy. I am currently 20 weeks pregnant with a baby girl, and she is due in September, so me and my husband are super excited. This is my second pregnancy. However, with my first pregnancy, we did end up choosing to end that pregnancy due to some genetic issues with the baby. That was a very difficult thing we went through. That happened last year in March of 2022. And I don't really want to get into that experience in this video. I might make a video in the future at some point about it. So one of the first things that I believe really helped me conceive is weight loss. And one of the things with PCOS is that a lot of women do struggle with their weight, and with losing weight, PCOS can make it very difficult to lose weight. So right before I got pregnant the first time last year, I had previously lost about 80 pounds right before then, and my first pregnancy was completely unplanned. It was actually a surprise. It was not expected, I guess is what I should say. And so anyways, I think losing a large amount of weight probably boosted my fertility for sure. And even with the second pregnancy, I did lose, so with my first pregnancy, I had lost about 80 pounds before. And then after everything that kind of happened, you know, I did put on some of that weight. I gained back about 60 pounds of the 80 I had lost. Fast forward to earlier this year, 2023, I had lost actually it was probably the end of 2022, I had lost about 40 pounds and was still trying to lose weight. And actually, I won't say that this pregnancy was a complete surprise, but definitely I think it happened a lot quicker than me or my husband were expecting. So now kind of jumping into some of the supplements that I was taking prior to getting pregnant both times. The first one I want to talk about is fish oil. This one is 1,400 milligrams with 1,000 milligrams of omega-3. I've been taking fish oil for years now, and I don't know that it specifically helps with getting pregnant, but I do know that it is healthy for you and healthy for your heart health, and also when you do become pregnant, it's good to have a lot of omega-3s for the baby. The next thing I'm going to talk about is magnesium, and this one is, it's not focusing, but it is magnesium glycinate, and this specific type of magnesium is better absorbed by the body. I originally started taking this because I was having some issues with my blood pressure. When I was at my heaviest weight, I was actually put on blood pressure medication because I was having some hypertension. One thing I had read that can kind of help with that is magnesium, along with, you know, just losing weight and exercise. I was able to bring my blood pressure down and manageable, and now I'm not on any blood pressure medication. So again, not specifically related to conception, but it is something I was taking prior to both pregnancies. And so the next thing I'm going to talk about is a multivitamin, well, a prenatal vitamin actually. And prenatal vitamins are definitely something you want to take prior to getting pregnant, and then also obviously while you're pregnant. They're just, you know, good to have in your system. And the specific one I started taking with this current pregnancy, the brand is called Bird and Bee, and this is just the box that it comes in, but it comes with like these little sachets, and so yeah, the one that I was taking before I actually got pregnant this time around was not this one. This one's just the normal prenatal. I was actually taking the like supercharged prenatal. Actually, I just looked it up. It's called the Power Prenatal, sorry. And this one specifically has added CoQ10, NAC, and with the Power Prenatal specifically, you know, with the CoQ10, that is shown to kind of help with egg quality. And so having the experience with my first pregnancy of having genetic issues is what made me decide to start taking the Power Prenatal by Bird & Bee, just because it had a lot of really good reviews. A lot of women who go through like IVF and stuff, their doctors recommend this specific brand just because it has everything you need. So yeah, I took that for probably good at least 3 to 4 months prior to getting pregnant, and then once I did become pregnant, I switched over to just the basic prenatal. So the last supplement that I'm going to talk about is actually what I would say I feel has been probably the most beneficial and helpful in my fertility, just helping me to conceive so quickly, and that is going to be Cryo-inositol. And this is, the specific brand is Wholesome Story. I get this off Amazon. My gynecologist that I started seeing, you know, years ago once I was diagnosed with PCOS, she actually recommended this for it. And this specific one has the 40:1 ratio, which is what has been specifically shown to help with PCOS. So there are quite a few brands that, you know, make this ratio, and so this one is just a cheaper one I've found on Amazon. And like I said, I've been taking it for years now, and so I feel like this is one thing that I have seen a dramatic improvement in some of my symptoms with taking it. And then obviously being able to get pregnant easily both times, I do feel like that has been helpful with that. So next I'm going to talk about 2 medications that I was prescribed actually, and I have been taking these meds for years. First one I'll talk about is metformin, and I'm not going to show my information, but I am currently still on metformin, and I take 500 milligrams twice a day. Metformin is prescribed for PCOS quite often, and you know, for some people they don't like it because it can cause some like GI side effects. I have found that as long as I continuously take it, those symptoms get better. You know, when if I take it for a while and then stop taking it and then take it again, then in the beginning sometimes it'll upset my stomach, but after being on it for a while consistently, those symptoms usually go away. This just kind of helps regulate your, helps with insulin resistance basically, which is one of the main factors behind PCOS. And I do know that there are people who take it specifically for fertility as well and have had success with that. It's one thing I've been on for a very long time and I'm still currently taking as I'm pregnant. And the last medication that I was prescribed is actually progesterone. Specifically, I was taking 200 milligrams and I was taking it cyclically. So the way that my gynecologist prescribed it to me was I would take it from the 1st through the 12th of every month. And basically it was to help regulate my cycle. And the reason she put me on this was because I was, prior to being on progesterone, I was on birth control for a few years. I felt like the birth control, I had a lot of side effects, just kind of specifically with my mental health. I felt like it was causing me to have some pretty bad depression, and I decided I didn't want to be on it anymore. You know, one reason they prescribe birth control for PCOS is because it helps regulate your cycle. And basically, if you are not having regular cycles or periods, what happens is your uterine lining builds up. And if you're not having a period every month, like releasing it, that buildup can eventually potentially lead to cancer. And so that's kind of the worry with women who don't have regular cycles. And so that's why she decided to put me on the progesterone. Obviously, I stopped taking it now that I'm pregnant. I did take it for the first trimester in my pregnancy. My gynecologist just said it can help to kind of prevent miscarriage. Not that I've ever had a miscarriage, but for some women, that can be an issue if their body's not producing enough progesterone. I did take it for the first trimester and then I stopped taking it after that. Okay, so that's kind of all the meds and supplements that I took prior to getting pregnant. And so one of the last things that I wanted to talk about and that I think was helpful with me conceiving my second pregnancy has been positive affirmations. After losing my first child, I kind of went through a depression and was just kind of in a dark place. Once I kind of came out of that, I just kind of had this feeling. It's kind of weird to talk about, but I honestly just had this like instinctive feeling that I would be having another baby, or at least conceiving another baby in the year of 2023. One of the things that I would kind of do just when I was alone is I would say positive affirmations about my future pregnancy that I knew I would have. So I would say things like, I know that I'm going to have a healthy, beautiful baby this next year. I know that I'm going to have a healthy pregnancy in 2023. I know that I'm going to conceive my next baby in 2023. Just positive affirmations. I believe that what you speak, you speak things into existence essentially, and just the power of, you know, words. So that is one thing I also did. And so far with this baby, everything has been healthy, everything has checked out. So super grateful for that. Yeah, I don't know what else to say, but thank you guys for watching, and please feel free to subscribe if you want to see more content, and I will see y'all in my next video.